Alright, welcome to this episode of my playthrough of The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. We have just found the griffin's nest, or former griffin's nest, with a dead female griffin in it. With many deep cuts, but no blood or anything like that on the beak and claws. Meaning that somebody snuck up on her while she was sleeping, is Geralt's conclusion, and basically killed her while she slept. Which means the griffin that's been terrorizing the town is probably the male partner griffin who's angry at his partner's demise. So now we know more about that, and we are going to continue preparing to fight the griffin. Let's go. Some orens. Some crowns.
Burned. Only a human could do this.
They burned the nest. Alright. White myrtle petals. Alright.
Medallion's humming. Place of power. It's gotta be.
Been doing the usual thing of picking up everything that isn't nailed down. Gained 1 ability point. Quen sign intensity increased. What is the Quen sign again? Quen is a protective shield. Okay. So let's see. Character. What can I do here? Place a mutagen here to activate it. Okay, so mutagens. Points available, but I don't see any mutagens available. Okay, so let's keep going and look in here. What do we got? I'm just going to take a quick look here. I'm going to skip to when I choose the one I want, because I don't want to have you sitting and waiting and looking at as I read ability descriptions. Well, I've decided to just increase my fast attack damage. Double down, as it were. There we are. Yes, it looks like that took. Perfect. Alright, so now we are going to ask the herbalist about buckthorn, which is an herb that will allow us to set a trap for the griffin. Hello, Roach.
Go, go.
I do like how there's like time and weather up in the top right by the minimap. Whoop. So I need to deviate from the road here. So right now it's 2:13 a.m. and it's clear. So there's a lot of plant symbols on the minimap here, which makes sense given that, you know, it's an herbalist.
What do you want?
Rib leaf. I don't know. It looks like spinach, honestly. I thought this would be a door. Oh, there it is. So I can just walk in. I don't have to knock. Okay.
Bad time.
Not at all. Hand me the beggar tickets. The red bloom. Well, well, one versed in herbs.
Probably saying too much, but I know a bit. For instance, that beggar tick's poisonous.
In large doses. Small ones soothe pain and bring forth pleasant dreams. Which is all I can hope to do for her.
Griffin do that to her?
To Lena. Yes. Attacked her at night. She was walking in the woods.
At night? Through the woods? In wartime?
Eating a boy. The young, you know, do foolish things for love. Wounds are healing, but she will die. Blood's pooling in her skull. Nothing my brews can do to help.
Could try to help her with one of my potions. Swallow can heal internal hemorrhages.
But
Witcher's potions aren't for humans.
she'll die as it is.
Yes. A peaceful death soothed by your concoctions. If I give her Swallow and something goes wrong, the whole village will hear her screams.
I understand. Do as you will.
Looking for buckthorn. Know if it grows anywhere around here?
Bottom of the river, where the channel's widest. But you do know that once out of the water...
It'll stink worse than a week-old carcass. Counting on it. I'm hunting the griffin. Need the buckthorn for bait.
I was thinking... A few years ago we had trouble, drowners under the bridge. The whole village had to pitch in for a witcher. Who now can afford the bounty on a griffin's head?
Captain Peter Sars... something.
Ah, good to know the Black One's looking out for our welfare.
Doubt Emperor Emir cares about you. But this captain just might. Seems like a decent man.
There are no decent men in the army. There are only orders.
Not from here, are you? A lot of bitterness in you. Too much for someone who's spent her life in a hut in the middle of nowhere.
True. And you're in a hurry. Elsewise you'd not use bait, just wait for the griffin to attack again.
Believe we could have an interesting conversation.
Maybe next time.
Alright, so I want to try and help this person. So the next thing it says is brew a dose of the swallow potion. How exactly do I do that? I'm assuming that's under alchemy. Pinning formulae and diagrams. If you want to see a list of components or ingredients required for a given formula or diagram, when you enter the shop panel, select it and perform the pin action. If you select a crafting diagram or alchemy formula and pin it, a list of the components or ingredients needed to create that item will appear in the shop panel. This makes it easier to keep track of what you still need to acquire. That makes sense. So potions. So cat grants sight in total darkness. Swallow accelerates vitality regeneration. Vitality regeneration pauses for 2 seconds upon receiving damage. White honey clears toxicity and cancels all active potion effects. So swallow. Let's see, what do I need? Dwarven spirit, celandine, and a drowner brain, but I've already got one of those. Alright. So let's see what we can do about Dwarven Spirit and Celandine. Wrong button. Rib leaf, money arrow, or moly arrow, pardon me. Calais fruit. Barbertane fruit. Keep pressing the wrong button in the wrong context. There's some celandine. Now I just need the Dwarven something something brew. Alright, so where would I find a map? World map, there we go. So notice board, and we got a couple missions over here. Quest available, quest available. Innkeep, stash. Well, I think place of power is, I think I've already drawn from that one. A whole bunch of quests there. All right. Oh yeah, so here's the innkeep, and then I came up here to the mill, and then I went to the Nilfgaard garrison, then I came down here. All right, so let's head to the innkeep, which is due east. This way. Probably should have taken Roach, if I'm honest, but here we are. Geralt has learned from experience to keep a close eye on his surroundings as he travels, for he never knows when he'll run into someone or something of interest. A damsel in distress, a merchant peddling rare wares, or a nest of pesky monsters. Such locations are marked on your map with the following icons: notice board, quest giver, merchant, armorer, blacksmith, herbalist, alchemist, place of power, monster nest, armorer's table, and grindstone. I am definitely sensing that alchemy and all the like are going to be very, very necessary in this game. So I'm just going to gather everything I can. Goose, 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 horse. Well, there's a cat.
Something else you'll be needing?
Got anything interesting under the counter?
Depends what you're after. Have a look.
Dwarven spirit. Yep, pin formula diagram swallow. So I need one of these. Oh, so the 215 is how much she has. Okay. And I have 202. Okay.
Nilfgaardian rule to your liking?
What's there to like? 'Tis the same as any other. They tax us, requisition this or that. But they do keep the peace in the village, I'll grant them that.
You don't mourn Tomira's passing?
I mourned it round half a year back, when King Foltest was cut down. Now I just want peace.
Farewell.
Alright, so let's brew a dose of the swallow potion. To create an item, you need the right ingredients. Here you can find a description of the item you created. Yeah, you can create items divided into categories, select the required formula. Yep. So swallow and press X to create an item. Successfully created swallow. In order to use an item during gameplay, it must first be equipped using the inventory panel. Use L1 and R1 to select the inventory panel. Oh, apparently I have 3 swallow potions, but it still needed me to craft one first. So take the potion to the herbalist. Come here, Roach.
Freak. Come on, Roach.
Got a lump of bread today.
My pride, Hellraiser. Yes?
Tell me something about yourself. What's your story?
A sad one. Do you know the Temple of Melitele in Alanda?
Do I know it? Can't remember how many times I've been there, how many times Mother Nenica stitched me up.
We must have missed each other. I started to become a healer under Mother Nenica. I was but 18 when they took me in. An age at which teachings interest one far less than love. There was a boy, Goslav. He'd bare his chest to work. The novices couldn't keep their eyes off him, tripped over their own feet, dropped things. I left the temple for him. We passed a lovely summer together, and then he left. Nenike refused to take me back. My parents uttered not a word, gave me a travel cloak and a small coin pouch. I struggled long to find a place where I'd feel safe, needed, until I finally arrived here. End of story.
Got a potion for Lena. Swallow.
First sign of spring. Symbol of rebirth. Fitting as names go.
We'll see. Like I said, could harm her. Deeply. Works on me immediately. But I have a faster metabolism. Effects won't appear in her case for a few days.
Why'd you choose this in the end?
Decided it was better than doing nothing.
I like you, Witcher. Here. A small gift. For giving a damn.
Yay! Venom extract ×2. Manuscript page, cursed oil. Manuscript page, cursed oil. Of sweat and blood, red. Reed, pardon me. A veil hangs between the world men see and the one they cannot. This veil blocks the dead from the view of the living, and the living from the view of the dead. Some mages can break through this veil and communicate with the dead, or else summon them into the world of the sun for short periods of time. This is the art known as necromancy. The dead can also break through the veil and enter the world of the living on their own. Yet unlike the necromancers, in doing so they are not driven by reason and will, but by a thoughtless, irrational need. This need arises from powerful emotions such as regret, longing, or wrath. Very often these emotions gain their power by being invested in a material object by the dead individual while he or she still knew life. These objects most frequently so endowed: wedding rings, favorite toys, or the instrument used for the crime which sent the returned individual to the other world in the first place. So it's showing most of the notifications twice for some reason.
Yes?
Farewell.
Alright, so let's take a look at quests. I think I've only got the big one. Here you'll find information about all your quests. If you have accepted multiple quests, use up and down or left analog stick to move between them. Press X to track the selected quest. Alright, well I think I'm going to go back into town and take some of these side quests in order to level up a bit before I take on the griffin.
Sunshine upon you.
Something moved. Hey! Anyone home?
Lost your key, ma'am?
No, not me key. Me pan. It's always sat there empty, this hut. That is, till the night afore the battle. A man arrived, walked right in like 'twere his own. Was standing at the window, peering at the goings-on. He must have been. 'Cause next I knew, there he was, coming my way. So, I grabbed me pan, for protection, see? But he just asks all polite, Gran, got any birch bark by chance? Lilac berries or even a few coals? Nay, says I. And you must be right daft to pester folk at night with such foolery. But I sees he ain't listening. Just staring at me pan like a magpie at a copper. Lend it to me, Gran. I'll give it back come morn. He's right baffled for what's he doing, frying in the dark. But I've got a soft heart, so I gave it to him.
Interesting. What happened then?
Before dawn, another rode up to the hut. But come on, only the first fella left. Locked the door, hopped on his horse, and that were all I saw of him. And me pan. 'Twere old, black with soot, not worth much, I suppose. But I've no other. Will you help me, dearie? Bring an old widower pan. I could never break down that door myself. And in truth, I'm afeard to go in any road. Such a stench wafting out. Methinks the other fellow. Well, there he's lying there.
Never taken on a pan contract. Fine, I'll go in, look around. You should wait here, just in case.
A frying pan, spick and span. This is going to be interesting. That door won't open. Use your Witcher senses by holding L2 to see if there's anything you can do. Some objects can be destroyed. Such objects are marked with the icon. To destroy objects, to open up a path, face them and cast the Ard sign. You can also try hacking at them with your sword, but note that not everything can be destroyed in this manner. Another option is to toss a grape shot bomb at the object, but be careful not to get hurt by the explosion. Alright. Ard. Look around inside the hut for a frying pan using your Witcher senses. Hunting trousers and orens. Rotting flesh, lovely.
A corpse. Explains the stench.
Alchemist's powder. Alcohest. Phosphorus. Steel plates, cured leather, leather veils, runestone, diagram, blunt crossbow boat, torn out page, earth elemental decoction. Take diagrams to craftsmen with the proper skills to have them craft an item for you.
Documents, almost entirely burnt. A few pieces still legible.
What's that, dearie?
Nothing.
Burned papers. And when you arranged to meet, you fucking show up. I did, risking my life in the entire blasted operation, and ended up standing there with my plowing cock in my hands, waiting for nothing. I thought the Nilfgaardian army was better organized than that. But you... blah blah blah. Tell that blessed Lord General of yours that me and my companions don't hold grudges, so we won't break off negotiations, but since our old plan's gone tits up, this time we'll choose the time and place for our next meeting.
Ah, the priceless frying pan. Scrubbed clean. Looks like the mystery man didn't need the pan so much as the soot off it to make ink, write letters.
But when I gab to myself, they say I'm going barmy.
Here, your frying pan.
Mine? But mine were black with soot. And I could see myself in this one if I wanted. But them years are past.
It was the soot the man needed. He scraped it off to make ink. Must have had an urgent letter to write. Urgently burned some other documents too.
And And the other fellow?
Dead. Round up a few boys and bury him outside the village. Deep, so the necrophages don't dig him up. And take my advice. Don't mention this to the Nilfgaardians.
Hang about! You've earned a token of thanks. Here, sonny, for the road.
Try up a nice white or a pipe.
Well, I think I'm going to call an end to the episode here. You know the drill. Click over there. Join me next time as we continue to take on some of these side quests in order to prepare to take on the Griffin. See you then.